All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Wednesday afternoon team call. I'm super excited today. Obviously, super fired up because we just got back from the most amazing event that I've been to in the 7.5 years that I've been a coach. I don't know. I learned a lot of things, obviously, from workshops and keynote speakers. But, every time I've gone to an event in the past, I'm like, oh, crap, I don't know what to do. There's so much stuff, so many ideas that I come home and I'm a little overwhelmed. This time I'm just fired up. I know exactly what to do. Attract awesome people like us, help them get results, and build an amazing community of people that just love each other, that work hard. And so I'm super excited about that. I just wanted to share briefly before I introduce our guest speaker, a couple of things. You may have seen inside of our team page today, it formerly said Team Dynasty for 7.5 years. And it says Dynasty Strong today. We're kind of shifting the name of our team page, our team name, and we're going to go by Dynasty Strong. And one thing that I'm doing so that you can take some ideas maybe as you prepare for next year for Summit, I'm going to speak to you as if not just you going to Summit, you taking your teams to Summit, because that's where your business is really going to grow. What I'm personally doing, and to show you guys that you don't have to have everything planned out as you go, I'm like, okay, we're going to have the best event next year because this year was absolutely awesome. As we're committing to going to Summit right now, and I'm working on building action plans, on setting goals, on how to earn enough money to attend Summit and not have it be a financial burden, obviously. But I'm going to be sending a Dynasty Strong team shirt to my PS coaches as they register for Summit. So when they purchase their ticket for Summit, I'm going to send that to them. You guys know what? I don't have a logo designed. I don't have the shirts ready, but it's just making the decision and then figuring it out as you go. It's what I've done for 7.5 years, but I just want you guys to know that because I think sometimes you look at me and what we've created and be like, he's got everything together and how does he manage all that? Guys, I just make a decision and then figure it out and figure out a way to make it happen. And so I just want to share that with you guys. We're Dynasty Strong. And what that means is, we're empowering other people to continually develop into their fullest potential. That's what we stand for. That's who we are. That's why I wake up every single day to work my job in my business as a Beachbody coach. So speaking of Summit, I'm going to announce that really quick. You should be making the decision right now. If you're on this team call, you want to build a business. If you haven't purchased your ticket yet, you need to do that. For your notes, as you listen to Lindsay, who's going to share some amazing things, when you write your notes, put asterisk star, I will be at Summit, purchase Summit ticket. And it's only $130, which is the least amount that I've ever seen in 7 years. So make that investment. Guys, I listened to my favorite author, Sean Anker, at Summit, this past Summit, and that alone was worth $130, aside from every workshop that we went to. I guarantee you it will bless your life as you come out of it. There were some slides, I shared them in the team page. I can't remember the number, but it was coaches that attended Summit earned it was 17 times more. I can't remember the exact facts, so don't state that, but it's in the team page. I put it in there when we were at Summit. So with that being said, I'm going to announce our speaker and not take away all of her time. Her name is Lindsay Hill. I saw and recognized and noticed her as she was welcomed into what's called the Round Table. It's a group led by the leadership of Beachbody. I see that smile, Lindsay. That's the proud smile of achieving that accomplishment of that rank and getting into that group. It's led by corporate team. It's all of the 5-star diamonds and above. So, Lindsay, we're excited to be seeing you at the leadership event, hopefully in October in Las Vegas. But she just she's going to hit her 3-year coach anniversary in September. She is the founder and leader of 180 United. She's a 2-time premier coach, which means she accumulates all the points needed in the elite categories, but also she is a 2-star diamond and above. But as you guys will now see, she is a 5-star diamond, and she's a 1-star in her second business center, I believe. So 1-star in her second. She's a Success Club 5 all-star legend, and pretty cool fact is that she was working a corporate job, building this business on the side, and close to 3 years in now, she has left that job, and she does Beachbody coaching full-time. So we're super excited to be learning from her today. Her topic that she's going to share with us is what happens if you don't quit. And Lindsay, I'm going to pass the time over to you. I'll unmute you. So all
So
yours.
we're not going back and forth
Yeah,
remuting?
there you go.
So funny. It's kind of, I totally related to what you had said, Scotty. Like, you just say you're going to do it and then you figure it out. And when you're introducing me for this call, I'm like, I'm just like everybody else on this call. But it just seems kind of surreal with you introducing me, because I'm a regular person doing this job. I'm just working hard. So I did start coaching about 3 years ago. I had a 6-week-old baby at home. I see a little baby there. So cute. I had a 6-week-old at home. I had a 2.5-year-old. I have a biology degree. I wasn't working in my field though, so I was kind of just going through the daily, I'm not going to say grind, because I was just going through the daily motions. I am the type of person that is an all-in type of person. I like to give the best of my abilities, but I wasn't happy in my job. So I literally was going to work, flying under the radar, just hoping nobody really noticed me. And I just wasn't happy. So I had watched my coach and my mentor. She started coaching about 8 months before me. And I will say, I never would have thought that I would be working in network marketing. Like, I never even thought it was a possibility or something that I would ever consider. But I started following my friend. I went to high school with her, and she was doing this, and she was part of this community, and they were having fun. And I was like, okay, like, what is going on? I kept following her, and she invited me to a coaching sneak peek. So she invited me. I probably wouldn't be here if she didn't do that. And I remember it was a Friday night, and I wasn't doing anything. I was a tired mom, and I was like, okay, I'll just lay in bed and hop on this coaching sneak peek. And right after the sneak peek, I was like, okay, I'm in. Like, I'd never done a challenge group. I'd never done anything. I was like, okay, just like sign me up. My credit card was maxed. I didn't tell my husband. I was on EI pay, and my husband had just been laid off from his contract, so he was on EI. It was just not good. But I just had this like gut feeling that I had to do something for me, and I needed to be a part of the community. So I joined, and the first week, I remember just getting inspired. I didn't even know what the possibilities of this job was until I hopped on YouTube. And I remember every night, Scotty, I probably watched some of your videos every night, like before bed. I was a brand new coach, and I initially joined for the community. And then I was like, okay, like what is this about? And I watched every night before bed the success stories. And it was when I realized that there is literally no cookie cutter coach. Like, every single coach had a different story. Every single person looked different. Every single person was seeing success, whether that was physically or financially. And I was like, okay, if they can do this, then I'm going to do it. I was like, I can do this. Why can't I? So I started doing the training, and I was inviting on day 2. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was doing it all wrong. Let me tell you, I was not very good, but I was doing it. And I was not into fitness before this. I hit over 200 pounds with my second pregnancy. I was out of shape, but I definitely had a story to share and a journey. So I found pockets of time. I just worked in pockets of time. Whether that was like nursing, it was 3 a.m. and I was doing something a little bit on my phone. I was just finding the time so it didn't sacrifice time away from my family when we were in family time, but it was pockets here and there, and I worked it. And my coach had asked me that was maybe 2 weeks ago, she asked me to be interviewed on our team call. And she said, she's like, Lindsay, what advice do you have for the new coaches on the team? And I said, I treat it like a business, like right from day one. And it's funny because I had a Facebook memory that popped up in my news feed I remember it popping up last year, and I had been coaching maybe for 2 weeks, and my son was eating. I'd taken a picture. He was eating at the kitchen table, and behind us, I had a chalkboard wall. And on that chalkboard wall, I had the vital behaviors. In the middle of my kitchen, on the chalkboard wall, everybody's coming over, my family's there, and it's like, this is what my job is. And I was on mat leave, but I treated it like a job, and that's what I had to do. Those were the things that I had to do daily if something was going to happen in this business, and I just always remained coachable. So what I kind of want to talk to you is obviously what Scotty said is like, what happens if you quit? But like just the importance of having a vision and realizing that it takes work to get there. And you may not see, like, if you do have maybe an income goal or whatever your goal is, if your goal is to have a vacation fund or do something with your family or quit your job, whatever that goal is, it's the same steps and tasks to get you there. It's the vital behaviors. So like, no matter what your vision is, you might look at the vital behaviors and think, well, I'm just gonna not do them today. You gotta do them. You just have to show up and do them. And not very many people check every single one off. You might get down to the business opportunity one and be like, I'll just do that one tomorrow. Because those are the hard ones, but you have to do them every single day, because if you just keep pushing them off, you're gonna hit adversity. You might get down on a little dump or in a little low, and it's really hard to get out. So just continue to do action always. I have notes so I don't forget anything. One thing I want to say too is the way I look at this business is like my family sacrifices stuff for me to do this business. So when I went through mat leave, I had to go back to work full time. I went back to work full time for 4 months until I realized, like, okay, I am not happy working full time. And I had to sit down with my husband and I was like, okay, I am ready. Look at our financials. I want to work part-time. I know I can do this business. And I obviously need him to accept and have trust and belief in it as well. And I was like, we can do this. So when he agreed to that, it was like, okay, it's all in. And if I don't sit down and work on my part-time days, I'm taking away from my family. So when I looked at it like that, it was an all or nothing kind of thing. Even though I had a part-time job, I had to understand that if I had a part-time day when I was home and it was supposed to be working my Beachbody business and I didn't, well, that wasn't fair to my family. So I really had to put in the work and continue looking at my vision. You can see here, I have my little vision, it's pretty big. It's like half my wall, vision board behind me, but I have it on my computer screen and I have it on my phone. So I want to tell you, like, when you look at your vision, it's one thing for us to say, like maybe we have a financial number on there, or you have a cruise on there or something, whatever that looks like for you. But like, think of the little things on your vision board and the moments. So for me, it's like, there's things on my vision board that are so simple, like a family of 4 eating at a restaurant, because we couldn't do that before coaching. We couldn't just say, you know what, like, let's just go out to eat. Like, that was like, I have goosebumps. Like, that wasn't an option for us. Or I have, my team laughs at me because they know I have a white dining room table on my vision board because that's what color ours is. And it has a fresh bouquet of flowers on it. And like, I just want to be able to have my home. Like, I want to be able to come home and always have, and always have like fresh flowers. Like, and that doesn't seem like a big thing, but I just envision like what our home would be like and everything like that. And so it's easy to just pick a number for your vision board or a trip or some material things, but like, think of the moments and what this job can do for you. Because I'm telling you, you're sitting on a gold mine. And I know you probably, like, Scotty's probably told you that, everybody's probably told you that. And sometimes you can get like sucked into maybe like the comparison game, or you look at people that started with you. Just focus on you, because every single journey is going to be different. Like, my coach built faster than me. Some people build fast, some people build slower. And that doesn't matter. What matters is you put your head down and you do the work and you focus on helping people. And if you are nervous to bring people, like, some people are really nervous to talk to people about coaching. But look at your vision and look at what you can accomplish by having this opportunity. And then know that you have the power to offer that to somebody else. Like, you have the power to help change somebody's life. So if this is changing your life, you owe it to them to share that with them. So just keep your vision at the forefront, keep it on your phone, keep it wherever you see it all the time. And just realize that you owe it to yourself. And if you find that you aren't feeling the success that you want to feel in this business, or you just aren't where you want to be true to yourself. Like, are you checking off the things every day? Are you actually doing the hard things, or are you just doing the easy things, because sometimes it's easy to just do the easy things and make the shiny pictures and stuff, but it takes hard work. And what I tell my team is sometimes, like in the beginning, you like, I worked for free. I worked for free in the beginning. I maybe got a paycheck, and then I didn't get a paycheck for a week, and I got a paycheck. But what always continued to stay at my forefront and what always was on my mind was what this can do if other people are seeing success. So I knew, even though I didn't have a paycheck like that week, I knew that if I continued doing what I was doing, and this can be hard sometimes if you don't have a clear vision, or if you don't have your goals right in front of you, because sometimes you might not realize, you might look at it as like a week at a time or a day at a time. You're not realizing that every task you put into this business is only going to have an impact in the long run. So even though you may not see an immediate result, like, it's gonna freaking happen. And it's crazy how it happens. Like, I just am still so blown away by this opportunity. And it's only been 2.5 years. And I'll tell you, when you look at where you want to go, like maybe you are an emerald coach right now, and you're like, hey, I want to be diamond. Like maybe I'm going to push for diamond, or I'm going to push for 2-star, or whatever it is. Like, tell yourself that you're you're just going to do it. Like, you're a diamond coach. You need to look at it like that. Like, I've always looked at my business like this. And I'll give you an example. I'm brand new in the roundtable, like brand new. And somebody posted yesterday or the day before saying that they were looking for an accountability buddy because they want to push for 15-star. And I was like, I'm going to comment. I'm a brand new 5-star. I'm like, this person doesn't know who I am. I'm like, but there's no 15-star teams in Canada. So I'm like, why not? So I just went for it. And I was like, you know what? Like, if you don't do that, and if you don't like step out of your comfort zone and just push, and you'll never really realize your full potential. So that kind of goes hand in hand. Like, what happens if you quit? Like, really, what happens if you quit? Well, one thing you need to know, like I said, be true to yourself. Are you really doing the things that you need to do in this business? And sometimes it's easy to lie to yourself. And sometimes, like I say to my team, our team, probably 95% of our team works full time. So I say, like, you go to work and your boss or your manager gives you a task. Well, and they say it needs to be done by 2, you do it. But we are we're so great at making promises to other people, but we're the first to break promises to ourselves. So, like, promise yourself and work and focus on your vision, focus on your goals, and give yourself time to really do all of the vitals and check those things off, and then see what happens. But I can tell you right now, like, no one benefits if you quit. If I quit, even if I quit in the beginning of this when I wasn't seeing the immediate results, like, I wouldn't be a part of the community. I wouldn't be I wouldn't have this team. Like, we went to Summit this year, and like, it's so much of a we thing, and like, your why might transform over time and everything. But like, when I started, I was like, okay, I just want to I want to make friends, and I want to like have a good time. These girls seem like they're having so much fun. But now, like, I'm so fired up and driven to, like, I feel like it's my purpose, my responsibility from Summit to like share this with other people. And when people say no, or they turn it down or whatever, like, I feel bad for them because it's their loss. So if you think about quitting, like, my husband wouldn't have, like, I have this passion and fire inside me that I haven't had in years. Like, that would be gone. This whole community would be gone. I wouldn't have lost 40 pounds. I wouldn't have helped a girl lose 117 pounds who stood up on stage at Summit this year. Like, none of that would be in my life. And I think it's important for us to realize too, like, everybody has different goals. Everybody has a different why for this business, but everybody benefits from it. Like, everybody, whether it's the community, the team, the fitness, the income. Like, talking about income isn't a bad thing. And a lot of people are stuck. So when they see you sharing, and they said at Summit, like, posting is your paycheck. And it's true. Like, I have never missed a day posting, I don't think, in 2.5 years, because it's my job. But you share the struggles, you be vulnerable. and you just continue on and you keep doing the things. And over time, those have a really, really big impact. I'm talking a lot. Sorry. I get all fired up.
No, you're not. You're doing awesome. We love it.
Yeah. So basically what I'm saying is like, it's so easy to look at this business as like, oh, I need to hit Success Club this month. And yes, you do. It's our job. It's our responsibility. But it's so easy to just look at it like month at a time. And if you had a hard month, that's okay. Like, it's okay to have a hard month. If you're having a hard time hitting Success Club, just got to talk to more people. But I want you to know that over time, like the compound effect, it just, over time, the things that you do day in and day out just create so much momentum, and just crazy things happen. Like, you get to quit your job. Today, like I went over to my mother. She wasn't feeling well, and she came to my house this morning and was here, and I helped her out. And then I went to my son's picnic, and now I get to sit here and talk to you guys and work. And I don't know, I think I picked a really good time to quit the job because it's summer now. I get to like work outside every day.
Yes.
It's crazy. So make sure you have a vision, and just know, like, nobody benefits if you quit.
Yeah. Can I ask you some questions?
Yeah. I'm like, are you going to put me on the spot here?
Oh, yeah. Let's have a little discussion if you don't mind.
No.
Maybe like 8 minutes or so.
Okay.
I agree 100% with everything you're saying. Like, we got to Salt Lake City yesterday, and we're here for 60 days. We rented a house with a pool for 60 days. And like, I'm working. And one thing that's funny that is like, it doesn't feel like work. I know it's work, and I love and enjoy work. And I've worked since I was like 13. Like, I'd get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and move pipe in the potato fields type of work. So I enjoy work. But like, I've had people ask me like, hey, I know you just got back from Summit and you're moving your family down south, and when things get all settled in, like, let's talk. And I'm like, no, let's talk now. Let's talk now. because I love what I do. And that type of thing will come out into your conversations with your customers or your Live 4 test group participants or challengers. So I validate everything you say. And when you were saying like every single thing counts, like the compound effect, the slight edge that you're talking about, one thing that stood out to me at Summit was you don't know you're making history in the moment, right? When you got those $0 paychecks and then maybe a $30 paycheck, like, you didn't think that one day you'd be having this big team at Summit and enjoying that lifestyle, right?
No, I got paid. No, like this, it's also surreal. Before I quit my job, I said, okay, if I can save up enough to go buy a Mac, I didn't even have a computer. I was using my part-time job's computer. And I was like, if I could save up enough by June, whatever, to get a Mac, that would be great. And then in May, I got one paycheck and I went out and paid cash and then paid for my daycare. And I was like, I said to my husband, I'm like, is this really happening? Like, sometimes I don't even comprehend it. And I remember I had him listen. I remember Rosa had a team call, because Rosa's my upline. And Melissa McAllister talked on it. This was in 2015. And I had my husband listen to it. I was like, did you hear that? This could be us. So it's pretty surreal. Yeah. I
love that. And so I heard, right, you wanted to join, you saw the community. Like, I'm curious because you like didn't have very much money. You said you maxed out your credit card?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm curious because like I wanna recruit some Lindsay Hills, right? I know Cherish does and Ashlyn does and Natasha and Sammy. They're like, I want a Lindsay Hill. So how what spoke to you? Like, what was the message that you saw? I know you said they invited you, but you had to have seen something first. You said, what? Help us understand.
Okay, so I knew my coach. I went to high school with her. We are from a very, very small town, like a few thousand people, and I trusted her. So I was actually approached about 4 months prior with somebody that my husband played football with. And he had approached me about Beachbody Coaching. And I was like, no, I'm good. Thank you. Don't even want to talk. And then I kind of started watching my girlfriend. And initially it was the community. And I didn't even really I was like, if I could make a couple $100, that would be great. So initially it was the community. I was posting on social media. I had a blog. My oldest son had FPIES. He had some really severe food allergies. So, I mean, when I look back at my posts and stuff, I was posting like quinoa muffin recipes and stuff, like perfect angles. I don't know. Like, I can't find people like me. But I was already sharing that, and I did have the blog, but I wasn't like into fitness or anything. And honestly, it was the community that initially really like, I remember seeing Allie at Summit, and I was like, oh my God, they're having so much fun. And then within a week, it was the business. Like within a week of joining, it was the business that really motivated me.
Awesome.
Initially it was community though.
So,
and I sent a message to Allie the day after I joined. I was like, okay, how do I cancel shakes? Okay. Like, I don't want Shakeology. And she's like, well, just keep it and see if you at least like it first. And I was like, okay. And then once I like realized the business potential and stuff, like it was just, I had my Shakeology every day since I started.
Then you're all in.
It's just something I do. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's funny. I made a transformation video and had a blog as well. It was probably not even as good as yours, even though you said yours wasn't. Like mine was so dumb. It was like it would be like a stock image from Google, like a motivation quote in like one sentence.
Yeah.
So, but I was just like trying to like make a difference and impact people in some way. I just didn't really know what to do.
Yeah, and that's what, like, I don't have a blog anymore, actually. It's on my to-do list. But I still have people that reach out and connect with me through that, which I haven't posted on there in 4 years, which is crazy.
Yeah. And well, speaking of that, because coaches on here are like, do I do Instagram, Facebook, a like page, a blog, what do I do? I think it's the best, just find the best platform that works for you, right? And things will always change. Like one thing that I've known is like the principle remains the same. The process will always change. Like the principles are the 4 vital behaviors. But there was a time in my coaching business when we were top 10 that we had I had like 20 coaches a month just email me from my blog. And like, hey, I want to sign up. And like, yeah. And guess how many people email me from my blog about coaching now? Maybe 1 in 6 months. So that changes, right? So you have to always adapt.
I always tell my coaches, I'm like, I know you see, like I might put up a call to action and all these people comment. I'm like, they're already my clients.
Yeah. they're already the ones commenting are my coaches and my clients. And then I have to email them and say, hey, we have a coach test group for VIP. This is what I'm doing for my customers to find new customers. This is what you can emulate. So the perception a lot of times is different when you've created that following and been consistent for so long, right?
Yeah. And I don't even have, like, I want you to know, like, I don't even have a huge, like, mass, like my Instagram has like 1,300 followers. I think it's not like I have thousands and thousands. But like a lot of my work happens behind the scenes and connecting with people. Yeah.
The magic is in that messaging. You know, it's in the private messages. Like as this call, just so you guys can kind of understand, in the hour before this call started, like I wrote 30 people following up about, hey, the test group. I created I have 11 people that I got into the Lift 4 test group, new customers. And I said I would only take 10. So I literally said I filled that test group, but I got the opportunity to run a second test group with 8 new people. And I want to consider you. So I'm like creating this excitement of like, I got to get into that thing, that special thing. But it takes private messaging. It's not a post I did on Facebook. It's not my stories. It's not Instagram. So the private messaging is always happening and following up. So one thing I want to share, just that was triggered by while you were talking, I was like, oh, this needs to be talked about, is when you were talking about doing the daily process, you're taking those, sorry, this turned into like a discussion.
That's okay.
The daily like conversations, right? And the daily actions, and they compound over time. I was thinking about that, and like when I heard at Leadership last October, every leader was talking about Instagram stories and Instagram. And I was not on Instagram at all. And I was struggling inside, like, I got to figure this out because people don't come to me anymore. Like, I'm barely hitting Success Club 10 every month. I've never dropped that in 87 months. I've hit it 87 months consecutively, but it was getting hard. And so I'm like, Instagram stories, Instagram, do that. And so I finally, and they were talking about finding like, not taking everybody and finding your niche, like your people. And so I took that to heart and I went full speed on Instagram. For 4 months, I got 0 new challengers or clients, but I did the things that they were teaching. I watched the trainings, did the things, did the invites. And it wasn't until this Lift 4 test group came out that all of that 4 months of work came to be. So how do I have SC20 for me and SC8 for Gabby? Because of all that work for 4 months of trying the new thing and applying it and trusting the process that what they were teaching me works, and not being upset or sad that, in January it didn't work, February it didn't work, and so forth. So trust the process and watch what people are doing and just try it, but you've got to try it long enough for it to work. So what do you have to say about that, Lindsay? And then we'll let you go.
I always have stuff to say.
Oh, I love that.
It's like, IGTV. I'm not saying you need to run it, but I'm like, oh, there's this IGTV thing. So today I'm like, I got to try it out. So I'm like doing a video. I'm like, I listened to like 2 podcasts this morning and then I did a video and I put it up and I'm like, oh, that's terrible. I got to take it down. I was just like, I don't know what it is, but I want to know what it is. But anyway, it's just not being afraid, but understanding that it takes time. Like the coaches that I have, because I have a mentorship starting next week, and the coaches that I have that are coming into that mentorship are through Instagram from January and February.
Awesome.
That have been consistently watching my stories and following. So it definitely takes time, but I mean, you still got to show up because nobody's going to commit or connect or ask you for help if you show up for 2 weeks really, really strong and then you don't show up for a week. So it definitely is consistent action over time, but yeah, it takes time, but then they really trust you. And with Instagram stories, they really connect with you then.
Yeah. And with what you talked about in the very beginning of this call with the vision and the mindset and the belief, because if you're like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do what they're teaching on Instagram. I'm going to do the Lift 4 post that Scotty trained about on exactly how to invite to Lift 4, how to call them, what questions to ask, how to follow up. And you try it, like you just do it. If you do it and it's like 2 weeks and you're like, all of a sudden you're like, it must not work for me. Maybe I wasn't cut out for this. And you're still doing the actions with that mindset, the result won't come. You have to have the mindset together paired with the actions in order for you to get the result that you want. So Lindsay, we're going to let you go, but Kina came out here, so I have to share something with you guys. She's 11, she'll be 12. Talking about what Lindsay and I are talking about, because it's important that you understand how someone that is successful thinks, not just what they're doing, but what they're thinking. You heard about Lindsay, like just trying something. You heard about me going to Summit, like, okay, buy your Summit ticket and I'm going to send you a shirt. I have no logo design. I have no shirt. I have no company to make the shirts, but I created a form, which I know how to do. What's your t-shirt size? Did you buy your ticket? Did you not buy your ticket? And then we'll figure it out, right? Once the orders start coming in, I'll design the logo. I have it on my to-do list. Then I'll find a vendor and then I'll start sending them out. I have a year to get the shirt to you by Summit. I'll do it earlier than that, but you figure it out. That's how I've done this whole business. But the cool thing I want you guys to understand aside from that is, like, Kina was 5 when I started this coaching business, like almost 6, I believe. And like she and her sister have a YouTube channel. They do challenges, and they were so quiet and shy in the beginning, but now they're just outgoing and have fun with it, and they have a great following, and they make money on YouTube advertising.
What?
But they see what we do as like having a team. They see what other YouTubers do that have like merch that they sell and they make income. And so she's like, Dad, they're like, we want to sell merch and make an income. So she and her sister designed this logo. Look at this, K&M. They designed that all by themselves. And they did it. I don't even know how they made it so perfect. Kina and Mila. And they ordered their shirts. And I was like, that's where it starts. You order it, see how you like it, wear it in your videos, and we'll go from there. So the cool thing that I want you guys to understand aside from that is like you, Natasha, Ashlyn, Cherish, what you do, whether it's your workouts, building your business, not quitting on yourself, is going to reflect into how your kids build their lives as well from your example. So remember that, Lindsay. I know that aside from building an incredible team and tribe, that your kids are going to be incredible humans because they're going to follow in your example and learn from what you teach them throughout their lives. And we're just so grateful that you spent some time with us today. And
thank you.
yeah, do you have any final words you want to share, or just drop the mic because you did awesome?
Just freaking go for it. Like, just stop being scared and just do it. And do the hard things first.
Do the hard things first. Yes. Yeah. There's a great book, Eat That Frog, if you want to learn about doing the hard things first and why that's so important.
I have probably shared your YouTube video with all your personal development books in my team page like once a month. I'm like, here, everybody watch this video.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lindsay.
Thank you.
And I will see you in October in Las Vegas.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.